Hello friends, how are you today? I hope you are doing wonderfully well. If you enjoy exploring unique what-if scenarios, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating insights. Now, let's dive into an imaginative journey into a world where humans have never known vehicles. Imagine a society where humans have always relied solely on their own 2 feet for movement. Every journey, no matter how short or long, depends on walking. From a stroll to fetch water from the river to traveling between villages, humans have mastered endurance and stamina in ways that we can hardly imagine today. Without the convenience of vehicles, mobility becomes a deeply personal and physical endeavor, shaping not only the body, but the very rhythm of daily life. Roads, as we know them, would not exist. Paths would naturally follow the contours of the land, winding around hills, rivers, and dense forests. In such a world, humans would have to carefully consider every journey. A trip to a neighboring village, even if only a few miles away, requires preparation, energy, and time. The concept of far and near would be measured not in miles or kilometers, but in how many hours or even days it would take to walk there. Because of this limitation, communities are naturally smaller and more isolated. Villages would cling to fertile lands near water sources, connected by rough trails through forests and fields. Life would be slower, more deliberate, and intimately tied to the landscape. The idea of sprawling cities, highways, or suburban areas would be almost inconceivable. People would know every hill, every stream, and every grove along their routes intimately, because these paths are lifelines. The absence of vehicles would make long-distance travel arduous and rare. Imagine explorers wanting to cross vast stretches of wilderness. Every journey would take months, requiring careful planning, provision of food and water, and deep knowledge of the terrain. Natural barriers as mountains, wide rivers, or deserts would become monumental challenges, often deterring travel entirely. Bridges and ferries might exist in rudimentary form, but without powered transport, crossing large obstacles remains a formidable task. This would also affect trade, communication, and cultural exchange, as distances that seem trivial to us today would represent monumental efforts for people walking or riding animals.
In this vehicle-free world, humans would develop extraordinary survival and navigation skills. Footpaths would be rich with signs of life, markers etched into trees, small cairns on rocky terrain, and other natural indicators to guide travelers. People would be deeply attuned to the environment, recognizing subtle signs in the weather, animal behavior, and terrain that signals safe passage or danger. Communities might develop clever ways to ease travel, such as staging posts with food, water, and shelter every few miles. But the pace of life would remain slow. No rush to arrive, no express delivery, only the steady, deliberate passage of time, marked by steps and endurance. Moreover, social structures and relationships would adapt to these constraints. Since long-distance travel is difficult, interactions with distant communities would be rare and highly anticipated. Festivals, meetings, and markets would become significant events, drawing people together after long periods of isolation. Knowledge and news from other regions would travel slowly, often carried by people or animals over arduous journeys. Every trip would have meaning. Every visitor would be a rare and welcome sight, and stories of distant lands would carry the weight of wonder and imagination. The world itself would feel larger, more mysterious, and intimately connected to human physical effort and resilience. In essence, the first 5 aspects of life in a world without vehicles illustrate a society defined by endurance, intimacy with the environment, slow-paced life, careful planning, and deep social bonds. Walking becomes a cornerstone of existence, shaping geography, culture, and human physiology. It is a world where time is measured not by speed or distance, but by footsteps, and where every journey is a personal and communal achievement. Humanity would be profoundly different, not in intellect or creativity, but in rhythm, perception, and connection to the natural world. As we continue our journey into a world without vehicles, let us explore how geography, isolation, and human ingenuity shape life. In this imagined reality, vast and remote regions of the world remain largely untouched by human presence. islands, mountains, deserts, and polar regions, places we now reach with relative ease, become near impenetrable barriers. Without vehicles, reaching distant lands is an enormous undertaking.
People rely on their own endurance, alayhi salam, the strength and stamina of domesticated animals to traverse difficult terrain. Ships powered only by wind or humans themselves carry limited cargo, and often the sea feels more like an impenetrable expanse than a highway connecting distant civilizations. Islands far from mainlands may remain uninhabited for centuries, or only sparsely populated by small communities. These populations develop unique ecosystems and cultures, isolated from external influence. Cultural exchange becomes a rare and precious event, carried out only by those who dare the long and arduous journey across water or rugged terrain. Communication between continents or regions is measured in months or years. Messages and goods travel slowly, creating a strong emphasis on self-sufficiency. Coastal villages, river settlements, and mountain outposts develop elaborate systems to survive with limited contact. People become experts in using natural resources, learning to store food, preserve water, and navigate their environments meticulously. Mountains, in particular, stand, alayhi salam, monumental obstacles. Without vehicles capable of scaling steep slopes efficiently, mountain ranges become natural borders for civilizations. Trading routes are few and treacherous, often only passable during favorable seasons. Rivers, which might otherwise serve, alayhi salam, transport highways, require rowing or sailing with limited cargo capacity. Bridges are rare, primitive, and often only suitable for foot traffic. Crossing deserts and forests demands careful preparation. Alayhi salam, the risk of exhaustion, dehydration, or getting lost is high. These limitations create deep regional identities. Alayhi salam, communities rarely intermix beyond their immediate geography. In this vehicle-free world, humans develop extraordinary adaptability. Travel requires not only physical endurance, but also intimate knowledge of weather, terrain, and survival strategies. Seasonal migration may occur on foot or using pack animals, but the scale is modest compared to our modern transportation-driven migrations. Communities may synchronize movements with natural cycles, harvesting periods, monsoons, and dry seasons to ensure survival and efficiency. Each journey is a strategic endeavor, balancing distance, resource availability, and safety. Human innovation is focused on maximizing efficiency within the bounds of limited mobility. Furthermore, this slow pace of movement transforms society and culture. News, knowledge, and ideas travel at the speed of human steps or animal gait, resulting in long periods of isolation. Festivals, markets, and gatherings take on monumental significance because of the effort required to attend them. Every visitor from afar is treated with reverence as they carry news, goods, and stories that are rare and valuable. Myths and legends about distant lands remain vivid in local imagination, sometimes more detailed than the actual geography, because direct experience is so limited. Human creativity flourishes in localized contexts. Crafts, storytelling, art, and architecture are highly adapted to the immediate environment and daily survival needs. The interplay between isolation and ingenuity creates a world of microcultures, each uniquely adapted to its landscape. Remote regions harbor distinct flora and fauna, preserved by the difficulty of human access. Communities develop techniques to traverse challenging terrain. Footbridges, simple pulley systems, rope ladders, and animal paths become vital infrastructures. The reliance on human and animal endurance creates stronger bonds within communities, as cooperation is essential for survival. Travel is never casual. It is an event, a challenge, and often a shared endeavor that strengthens social cohesion. Ultimately, the 6th through 10th aspects of life without vehicles reveal a society where geographical constraints, isolation, survival skills, and cultural uniqueness define human existence. Islands and mountains are not just physical spaces, they are guardians of biodiversity and cultural heritage. Humans live in harmony with the environment, shaped by the limits of their mobility and the possibilities of their own endurance. Civilization grows slower, but becomes deeply connected to the land and the rhythms of nature, producing a world of extraordinary resilience, intimate environmental knowledge, and profound social cohesion. Now, let us delve into how human society, economy, and culture evolve in a world without vehicles. Without the ability to move goods and people quickly, trade is limited to short distances.
Communities depend heavily on locally produced resources, and commerce focuses on necessities that can be transported by hand, pack animals, or primitive boats.
Heavy goods are almost impossible to transport over long distances, so industries that rely on mass production and distribution never develop. Every item of value must be crafted locally with attention to durability and functionality. Local artisans, farmers, and craftsmen become central to the economy, and their skills are highly prized within the community. Food systems adapt accordingly. Since transportation of perishable goods over long distances is impractical, communities rely on seasonal harvests and preserved foods. Storage techniques such as drying, smoking, fermenting, and salting are perfected. Markets are primarily local, bringing together neighbors to exchange goods they have produced themselves. The concept of supermarkets, chain stores, or global supply chains does not exist. Every village, town, or settlement must manage its own resources efficiently. The local economy revolves around direct barter and trade of tangible goods that can be carried by hand, creating strong interdependence within limited geographic areas. Luxury items from faraway lands become extremely rare and prestigious. Exotic spices, metals, and fabrics are symbols of wealth and status because they require months or even years of travel to reach their destination. Trade routes, when they exist, are highly strategic and carefully maintained, often guarded by the community or travelers themselves. Pirates, bandits, and natural obstacles pose real threats, making long-distance commerce a risky and noble endeavor. This scarcity of long-distance trade intensifies the value of local knowledge and resources, emphasizing the importance of self-reliance. Without vehicles, energy and technology evolve differently. Humans never develop internal combustion engines, diesel machinery, or extensive fuel networks. Instead, innovation focuses on tools that assist human effort: levers, pulleys, carts for short distances, and sailing vessels powered by wind. Mechanization is limited to stationary machinery, such as mills or presses, rather than mobile machines. Animals like horses, donkeys, camels, and oxen become critical to transportation, yet their capacities are finite. Societies adapt to these limitations by designing smaller, more efficient, and multifunctional tools for everyday labor.
This focus on local efficiency over mass transport fosters ingenuity in mechanics, architecture, and agriculture, but limits urbanization and large-scale industrial development. Cultural exchange is slow and selective. News, ideas, and innovations travel at the pace of human or animal movement. Communities remain deeply tied to local customs, languages, and traditions, which evolve uniquely over time. Festivals, gatherings, and markets serve not only economic purposes but also cultural ones, as rare visitors bring stories, innovations, and experiences from distant regions. The rarity of external contact gives such events immense significance, strengthening communal bonds and reinforcing shared identity. Humans develop a profound respect for distance, effort, and the value of each journey. In this vehicle-free world, planning and foresight dominate daily life. Every trip, whether to trade, explore, or communicate, requires preparation. Travelers carry supplies, food, water, and tools for survival, often mapping routes with remarkable precision based on experience and observation. Communities build resting posts, shelters, and markers along critical paths, creating primitive but highly functional infrastructure. Every journey is an opportunity to learn, observe, and adapt, fostering resilience and endurance. Physical fitness, resourcefulness, and environmental knowledge are critical, shaping not only human bodies but also mental fortitude. Overall, the 11th through 15th aspects of life in a world without vehicles highlight a society defined by local economies, slow cultural exchange, careful planning, and resilience. Trade exists but is constrained, luxury is rare, and survival depends on self-sufficiency and ingenuity. Humans grow deeply connected to their immediate environment and neighboring communities, creating a world where physical effort, craftsmanship, and local relationships form the backbone of civilization. Every step, every trip, every transaction carries significance, making life deliberate, measured, and intensely human in a way that modern vehicle-driven societies rarely experience. Continuing our exploration of a world without vehicles, we now focus on how human society, culture, and innovation adapt to the limitations of distance and mobility. Without mechanized transport, the flow of energy, goods, and ideas develops in ways that are profoundly local and self-contained.
There are no sprawling highways, no rail networks, no airports connecting distant continents. Energy consumption remains minimal, focused on human and animal labor, wind, water, and other naturally renewable sources. Fossil fuels, internal combustion engines, and motorized machinery are almost entirely absent. Societies invest in improving efficiency within their immediate environment rather than attempting to overcome natural barriers through technology. This emphasis on local resources creates a strong sense of community interdependence. Villages and towns rely on cooperation to survive, as the ability to access distant supplies is severely limited. Food, water, and raw materials must be sourced nearby, and every member of the community contributes to production, maintenance, or resource management. Craftsmen, farmers, herders, and gatherers form the backbone of society. Each task is vital, and specialization exists but remains adapted to local needs. Large-scale production and mass distribution are impractical, so quality and longevity of goods are paramount. People learn to repair, reuse, and repurpose objects rather than replace them, creating a culture of ingenuity and resourcefulness. In such a world, communication across regions is rare and highly valued. Messages, news, and ideas travel slowly, often carried on foot or by animal over long distances. Letters, oral reports, and symbolic markers along routes become the main channels of information transfer. Communities develop intricate knowledge of terrain, weather patterns, and natural landmarks to ensure safe travel. Long-distance communication takes months, meaning that societies evolve largely independently, with local customs, languages, and knowledge systems remain distinct. Cultural diffusion is gradual, and innovations spread only when physically transported, making them precious and sometimes revolutionary when they arrive. Trade over long distances is difficult and risky. Merchants and travelers must navigate treacherous terrain, unpredictable weather, and potential hazards such as wild animals or bandits. Goods that are traded between distant regions are rare and highly valued, often reserved for elites or ceremonial purposes. Spices, metals, rare stones, or exotic fabrics travel slowly, carried by humans or pack animals along well-mapped and guarded routes.
Alayhi salam. A result, global economic systems fail to emerge, and wealth is measured primarily by local resources and self-sufficiency rather than access to distant markets. Communities develop robust strategies for storing surplus, rationing, and managing scarce resources over time, emphasizing stability and survival rather than expansion or accumulation. Education and knowledge sharing are similarly constrained. Schools, apprenticeships, and informal training focus primarily on local expertise, farming methods, survival skills, tool-making, and cultural traditions. There is little incentive or opportunity to learn about distant lands or technologies unless such knowledge can be brought physically by travelers. Intellectual growth occurs within communities, often passed down through oral tradition or handcrafted manuscripts. Libraries and archives exist, but they remain highly localized, preserving knowledge pertinent to the immediate environment and needs. Without rapid transport, scientific collaboration on a global scale is rare, so progress develops in parallel pockets rather than a collective worldwide endeavor. In this world, innovation is driven by necessity, endurance, and environmental adaptation. Humans create tools, devices, and systems to make labor more efficient, but always within the constraints of human or animal-powered movement. Carts, sleds, windmills, watermills, police, and rudimentary sailing vessels become highly refined within their limited scope. Energy-efficient architecture, resource-saving designs, and multifunctional tools dominate technological creativity. Humans develop remarkable resilience, patience, and foresight as every journey or trade venture demands careful preparation. Physical stamina, environmental literacy, and social cohesion are central to survival, shaping humans not only physically but psychologically and culturally. Thus, facts 16 through 20 illustrate a society where local self-sufficiency, slow cultural exchange, resilience, resourcefulness, and community interdependence define human life. Without vehicles, people are intimately connected to their environment, highly skilled in local production and survival, and profoundly patient in their interaction with distant regions. The flow of goods, energy, and ideas is slow and deliberate, creating a world that values every effort, every journey, and every interaction.
Civilization develops not through speed or mass movement, but through careful adaptation, collaboration, and respect for the limits imposed by geography and physical endurance. Life is deliberate, tangible, and deeply connected to the land, the seasons, and the rhythm of human labor, making survival ingenuity, and community the ultimate measures of success. As we continue imagining a world without vehicles, it becomes clear how human society, relationships, and culture are profoundly shaped by the limitations of mobility. Communities remain small, tight-knit, and deeply connected, as distant travel is slow, arduous, and rare. Social life is largely local, and relationships are built on proximity and shared daily experiences. Without the possibility of quick travel, villages, towns, and settlements develop strong social cohesion, with each individual playing an essential role in communal survival. Family networks, kinship ties, and cooperative labor are central to life. People know their neighbors intimately and depend on them for daily sustenance, security, and emotional support. The concept of neighbor takes on profound importance, as most social interaction occurs within walking distance. Isolation from distant communities fosters both creativity and tradition. Local customs, dialects, and cultural expressions evolve uniquely, unaffected by external influence. Music, dance, art, storytelling, and rituals are refined within each community, often passed down orally or through hands-on apprenticeship. Knowledge of local flora, fauna, and geography is meticulously preserved and transmitted, forming the backbone of survival. When outsiders arrive after long journeys, they bring not only trade goods, but also novel ideas and stories, which are treasured and sometimes integrated into local culture. Festivals, markets, and gatherings gain exceptional significance, functioning as critical cultural touchpoints and rare opportunities to experience life beyond the immediate settlement. Marriage, family ties, and population movement are similarly influenced. Long-distance relationships are uncommon, and most unions occur within a few miles of one's birthplace. Communities tend to remain stable over generations, creating enduring traditions and a sense of continuity. Migration, when it occurs, is deliberate and rare, often motivated by environmental changes, resource scarcity, or social circumstances.
Extended family networks provide support across generations, reinforcing the importance of trust, cooperation, and reciprocity in human interactions. Children grow up intimately connected to the land and their community, learning survival skills, local knowledge, and social responsibilities from an early age. In this vehicle-free world, communication with other regions is limited, making oral history, storytelling, and personal observation primary methods for transmitting knowledge. News travels slowly, and every traveler is a vital conduit of information. The rarity of external contact makes visits extraordinary events, and the stories they carry are often cherished and retold over generations. People develop exceptional memory skills, attention to detail, and observational abilities, as these qualities are crucial for navigation, survival, and understanding the world beyond the village. Legends, myths, and folklore flourish in such societies, reflecting both practical knowledge and imaginative interpretations of distant lands. Education, art, and culture thrive locally, guided by necessity and available resources. Skills are taught through apprenticeship, direct observation, and hands-on experience. Artistic expression is closely tied to daily life, environment, and local materials. Carvings, textiles, musical instruments, and paintings often reflect immediate surroundings, seasonal cycles, and communal values. Innovation emerges organically within the community, solving practical problems like water storage, food preservation, shelter construction, and transport of goods over short distances. Cultural identity is closely linked to geography, and people feel a profound sense of belonging to the land they traverse on foot daily. Moreover, the slow pace of life fosters mindfulness, patience, and a deep connection to nature. Individuals experience the passage of time physically through every step and effort, creating a heightened awareness of the environment and their place within it. Human endurance, cooperation, and creativity are celebrated and relied upon, shaping a civilization that prizes resilience and harmony over speed and mechanization. Isolation from distant communities is not seen purely as a limitation, but as an opportunity for local refinement, preservation of knowledge, and cultivation of unique cultural practices. Ultimately, the 21st through 25th aspects of life in a world without vehicles reveal a society defined by intimate social bonds, local culture, oral knowledge, stability, and environmental attunement. Communities are strong, relationships are meaningful, and every human action has significance within the immediate world. Civilization develops slowly, deliberately, and harmoniously with nature, emphasizing cooperation, observation, and cultural depth over mechanized expansion. Humans grow in resilience, wisdom, and creativity, finding purpose and identity in their connection to land, family, and community, crafting a world of profound human richness shaped by the limitations and opportunities of a vehicle-free existence. Alai Salam, we continue our journey through a world without vehicles. We begin to see how human knowledge, creativity, and culture evolve in a unique, deliberate rhythm. In this world, the absence of rapid transportation slows the exchange of ideas, technologies, and cultural innovations, creating distinct pockets of intellectual and artistic development. Education is largely localized, often transmitted orally, through apprenticeship, or via carefully preserved manuscripts and craftwork. Knowledge is closely tied to immediate survival, environmental understanding, and cultural identity, with practical skills taking precedence over abstract theories that cannot be applied within the local context. Every lesson, every skill, and every story carries purpose, ensuring that learning is highly functional and directly relevant to daily life. Science and exploration are shaped by necessity and physical constraints. Without vehicles, humans develop intimate knowledge of terrain, weather, and natural cycles. Observing the sky, rivers, forests, and mountains becomes essential, not merely for curiosity but for survival. Astronomy, botany, and ecology grow from practical observation, predicting seasonal changes, identifying edible or medicinal plants, understanding animal behavior, and navigating long trails on foot. The absence of mechanized transport enhances the reliance on direct observation, memory, and critical thinking, producing societies that are deeply attuned to their immediate environment. People develop exceptional skills in map-making, landmark recognition, and tracking, allowing them to traverse regions carefully while maintaining safety and efficiency. Cultural life flourishes in its own deliberate pace.
Art, music, dance, and storytelling are deeply woven into daily routines, often emerging from local rituals, agricultural cycles, or seasonal events. Festivals, communal labor, and seasonal gatherings become central to the social and cultural calendar, bringing together dispersed communities after long periods of isolation. Each cultural expression is shaped by locality and necessity. Musical instruments are crafted from available materials. Art reflects the landscape and daily life, and stories preserve both history and survival knowledge. The slower exchange of ideas means that creativity evolves distinctly in different regions, producing highly localized and unique cultural identities that endure for generations. Without vehicles, commerce and communication over long distances are rare, making each traveler or merchant extraordinary. Travelers carry not only goods, but also information, news, and innovations that can transform local practices. Every visitor introduces novelty, whether in agricultural methods, craft techniques, medicinal knowledge, or cultural practices. Communities treat these visitors with reverence, understanding the value of rare external perspectives. This limited but highly meaningful exchange shapes societies to be self-reliant, yet open to carefully assimilated innovations, creating a balance between preservation and adaptation. Economic activity is focused on necessity, sustainability, and ingenuity within the local environment, fostering deep craftsmanship, resourcefulness, and careful planning. Physical endurance is central to survival and social structure. Every journey, trade expedition, or seasonal migration requires careful preparation, stamina, and cooperation. Humans rely on walking, running, and animal assistance, developing remarkable resilience and efficiency. Communities design infrastructure appropriate to this scale. Footbridges, narrow trails, resting posts, and shelters provide safety and continuity for essential travel. Life is measured in human effort, the distance one can walk in a day, the energy required to transport food or materials, and the labor invested in production. This physical rhythm becomes intertwined with cultural and social life, shaping not only practical skills, but also identity, relationships, and societal expectations.
The 26th through 30th aspects of life in a vehicle-free world highlight a society defined by localized knowledge, cultural richness, practical education, careful observation, and extraordinary human endurance. Civilization develops slowly but deliberately, deeply connected to land, community, and the cycles of nature. Innovation emerges in response to tangible needs,
Art reflects lived experience, and knowledge is preserved and transmitted with precision and care. Social cohesion is reinforced by shared effort and reliance on one another, producing a resilient, observant, and highly skilled population. In such a world, the human experience is profoundly grounded in effort, connection, and the deliberate passage of time, creating a civilization that values every step, every discovery, and every interaction essential to survival, growth, and identity. As we continue exploring a world untouched by vehicles, it becomes increasingly evident how deeply human life, society, and the environment intertwine. Without mechanized transport, human activity is concentrated locally, and the environment experiences far less disruption than in our modern world. Air remains clear, rivers flow unpolluted, and forests retain their integrity. Industrial pollution is minimal because transportation of goods over long distances, the burning of fossil fuels, and large-scale production dependent on engines simply do not exist. Noise pollution is virtually absent. Life is defined by the natural rhythm of wind, water, and animal sounds. Humans and wildlife coexist more harmoniously, as natural habitats are preserved, and human intrusion is limited by the physical effort required to traverse terrain. Animal populations are more abundant and diverse. Large mammals, birds, and aquatic species thrive without interference from highways, urban sprawl, or motorized boats. Migration patterns remain uninterrupted, as humans cannot create artificial barriers or pursue species with speed and efficiency. Domesticated animals like horses, donkeys, camels, and oxen are highly valued, providing essential transportation and labor, yet their use is limited and sustainable. People develop intricate knowledge of animal behavior, ensuring that interactions are mutually beneficial and survival-oriented.
The absence of large-scale transportation means that hunting, herding, and fishing are conducted carefully, respecting natural cycles and resource availability. Urban areas remain small and human-scaled. Without vehicles, sprawling cities, highways, and industrial zones fail to develop. Villages and towns are compact, pedestrian-oriented, and integrated with their natural surroundings. Open spaces, forests, and rivers are readily accessible, creating abundant green areas within and around settlements. Architecture emphasizes efficiency and harmony with the environment, using locally sourced materials and sustainable construction techniques. Roads are narrow paths or foot trails, connecting homes, fields, and communal spaces, rather than accommodating heavy traffic. This close relationship between humans and nature fosters ecological literacy, appreciation, and responsibility. Resource management and survival are central to everyday life. Communities rely heavily on local food, water, and raw materials. Agriculture is tailored to local conditions, with sustainable practices and seasonal rhythms dictating planting, harvesting, and storage. Techniques such as crop rotation, irrigation using natural flows, and animal-assisted plowing are refined over generations. Surplus is stored meticulously to survive periods of scarcity, and trade is localized to what can be transported by foot or pack animal. This dependence on local resources reinforces social cohesion. Cooperation and collective labor are essential to survival. Knowledge of edible and medicinal plants, soil quality, and water sources is critical and transmitted through direct experience, oral tradition, and apprenticeship. In this world, humans develop extraordinary environmental awareness and resilience. Long journeys demand careful planning and observation. Weather patterns, terrain, and natural hazards must be understood and respected. People become expert navigators, capable of reading subtle signs in the landscape and anticipating challenges. This intimate connection with the environment influences culture, spirituality, and daily practices. Seasonal changes, celestial movements, and natural events are woven into storytelling, rituals, and cultural memory. Humans develop a profound respect for the land, animals, and ecosystems that sustain them, fostering a sense of stewardship and responsibility rarely seen in vehicle-dependent societies.
Overall, facts 31 through 35 highlight a civilization shaped by environmental harmony, sustainability, resilience, ecological literacy, and mindful living. Humans coexist closely with nature, experiencing the world through deliberate movement and careful observation. Urban development is restrained, ecosystems flourish, and animal populations thrive in a largely undisturbed environment. Social structures, cultural practices, and technological innovations prioritize sustainability, local resource management, and adaptation to natural conditions. Life unfolds at a deliberate pace, measured by human endurance, observation, and engagement with the immediate environment. Civilization grows not through speed or mechanization, but through wisdom, resilience, and deep environmental connection, producing a world that is both human-centered and ecologically balanced, where every action is conscious, meaningful, and attuned to the cycles of life. Alayhi salam, we continue imagining a world untouched by vehicles. We begin to see how profoundly human life and the environment would be interconnected. Without the rapid movement of goods and people, the natural world experiences far less disruption than in our current vehicle-dependent society. Air remains clean, rivers flow freely, and forests are largely intact. Industrial pollution is minimal because there is no mass transport, no fossil fuel engines, and no large-scale mechanized production. Noise pollution is nearly non-existent, replaced by natural sounds of wind, water, and wildlife. Humans coexist with the natural environment in a balanced and careful manner. Alayhi salam, over-exploitation becomes both unnecessary and physically challenging. The absence of vehicles allows ecosystems to flourish, creating a more stable and resilient environment in which both humans and animals thrive. Wildlife populations are abundant and diverse. Large mammals, birds, and aquatic species maintain their migration and breeding patterns without the interference of highways, urban sprawl, or motorized boats. Animals are observed and utilized sustainably, with domesticated species such as horses, donkeys, camels, and oxen playing vital but limited roles in transportation and labor. Humans develop deep understanding and respect for animal behavior, learning to work in harmony with them rather than exploit them for speed or convenience.
Hunting, herding, and fishing are conducted thoughtfully, ensuring the preservation of natural populations and long-term sustainability. Communities cultivate an intricate balance with their surrounding ecosystem, fostering coexistence rather than domination. Settlements remain small, human-scaled, and integrated into their surroundings. Large urban sprawls, highways, and industrial zones do not exist. Villages and towns are pedestrian-oriented, with narrow paths connecting homes, fields, and communal spaces. Open areas, forests, and rivers remain accessible, providing space for food gathering, recreation, and cultural activities. Architecture emphasizes efficiency, environmental harmony, and use of locally sourced materials. Buildings are constructed to suit the local climate and terrain, with sustainable techniques ensuring durability and minimal ecological impact. Footpaths, bridges, and resting points are carefully placed, enabling safe and sustainable movement without mechanical assistance. Urban life remains deeply human-centered, fostering a strong connection between people and their surroundings. Resource management is central to survival. Communities rely on locally produced food, water, and materials. Agriculture is tailored to environmental conditions, with techniques such as crop rotation, irrigation using natural flows, and animal-assisted plowing refined over generations. Surplus is stored carefully to withstand seasonal scarcity, and local trade is limited to what can be transported by foot or pack animal. This dependence on local resources strengthens social cohesion, as cooperation and shared labor are essential for community survival. Knowledge of edible plants, medicinal herbs, soil quality, and water sources is carefully preserved and transmitted through observation, apprenticeship, and oral tradition. Humans develop extraordinary environmental awareness. Long journeys require careful observation of terrain, weather patterns, and natural hazards. Travelers learn to interpret subtle cues in the landscape, anticipate challenges, and navigate safely. This intimate connection with nature influences cultural, spiritual, and daily practices. Seasonal changes, celestial cycles, and natural phenomena become deeply embedded in rituals, storytelling, and communal memory.
Humans develop a profound respect for the land, animals, and ecosystems, fostering stewardship and responsibility rarely found in vehicle-reliant societies. Life unfolds at a deliberate pace, measured by human effort, observation, and engagement with the natural environment. In summary, facts 31 through 35 reveal a civilization defined by environmental harmony, sustainability, local resilience, ecological literacy, and mindful living. Humans coexist with nature in a way that emphasizes careful observation, deliberate effort, and cooperative survival. Urban development is restrained, ecosystems flourish, and animal populations thrive. Social structures, cultural practices, and technology prioritize local adaptation, sustainability, and the careful use of resources. Every journey,
every task and every interaction carries significance. Civilization develops not through speed or mechanization, but through wisdom, endurance, and a deep connection to the land. Humanity grows resilient, observant, and harmonious with the world around it, crafting a society where life is meaningful, deliberate, and intimately connected to nature. As we advance further into a world without vehicles, we can observe how human innovation, creativity, and survival strategies evolve in entirely localized and deliberate ways. Without mechanized transport, humans never develop internal combustion engines, diesel machines, or large-scale fuel networks. Consequently, energy and technology are focused primarily on tools and systems that amplify human or animal effort rather than replace it. Levers, pulleys, carts designed for short distances, stationary mills, and simple sailboats powered by wind become the pinnacle of human ingenuity. Mechanization exists, but it is carefully constrained to local applications and designed to maximize efficiency within immediate surroundings. Every technological innovation serves a practical purpose, directly tied to survival, resource management, or enhancing daily life. Human creativity thrives within these boundaries. Art, music, and craftsmanship are deeply integrated into everyday experience. Without vehicles to bring in distant materials or mass-produce goods, artisans rely on locally available resources. Wood, stone, clay, fibers, and metals found nearby are transformed into tools, shelters, and artistic objects. Each item reflects a combination of necessity, skill, and aesthetic sensibility.
Cultural expression is therefore intimately connected to environment and labor. Carvings echo the landscape, textiles reflect seasonal patterns, and musical instruments are crafted from native materials. This localized creativity fosters mastery, patience, and profound understanding of one's environment. Communities develop distinct artistic and technical traditions, which endure over generations and shape cultural identity in ways impossible in a highly connected, vehicle-dependent society. Education, knowledge sharing, and innovation adapt to the pace imposed by human movement. Learning is hands-on, transmitted orally, or preserved in small, meticulously crafted records. Knowledge of geography, weather, astronomy, plants, animals, and survival skills becomes invaluable. Exploration of distant lands occurs slowly, requiring months or years of preparation and travel on foot or via animal transport. Every journey is an opportunity for observation, careful mapping, and strategic learning. Travelers become living repositories of knowledge, carrying ideas, techniques, and discoveries to new communities. This slow diffusion of information fosters localized intelligence, creative problem-solving, and highly specialized expertise adapted to immediate needs. Commerce and trade continue, but they remain localized and carefully managed. Long-distance exchange is rare, risky, and labor-intensive. Merchants or explorers traveling to distant regions carry valuable goods, often for months at a time, protected and managed with precision. Materials such as spices, metals, and exotic fabrics are extremely rare, reserved for ceremonial purposes or elite communities. Trade focuses on necessity, luxury is limited, and economic activity is intimately tied to human effort and endurance. The rarity of external goods and ideas amplify their significance, transforming every long-distance transaction into a meaningful cultural and practical event. Communities plan meticulously, ration carefully, and value every resource they can transport or acquire. Human resilience, endurance, and cooperation are central to life. Every task, whether agricultural, architectural, cultural, or exploratory, demands deliberate effort and collaboration. Humans design infrastructure that supports pedestrian and animal movement. Footbridges, narrow trails, rope systems, and rest stations are crafted with skill and foresight.
Tools are multifunctional, energy efficient, and adapted to human labor. Communities develop highly refined systems for storing food, preserving materials, and managing energy sustainably. Life is measured in physical and temporal effort, and every human action, each step, each harvested crop, each crafted item carries significance. These limitations create a society where resourcefulness, patience, and collaboration are not only valued but necessary for survival. The 41st through 45th aspects of life in a world without vehicles reveal a civilization defined by localized technological ingenuity, resourcefulness, practical creativity, human resilience, and deliberate innovation. Civilization develops not through mass mechanization or rapid transport, but through careful adaptation, meticulous planning, and the amplification of human and animal capabilities. Knowledge spreads slowly, culture evolves locally,
and survival depends on collaboration, endurance, and environmental understanding. Humans become highly skilled, observant, and attuned to their surroundings, creating societies that are inventive, resilient, and sustainable. Life unfolds in measured, meaningful steps, emphasizing purpose, connection, and creativity within the limits imposed by the absence of vehicles. As we conclude our exploration of a world without vehicles, we reach the final aspects that reveal how human civilization, culture, and ingenuity would be shaped entirely by the limitations of human and animal mobility. Without vehicles, energy consumption remains minimal, focused entirely on human labor, domesticated animals, wind, water, and other sustainable, naturally available sources. Internal combustion engines, fossil fuels, and mass transportation networks never exist. Humans must maximize the efficiency of every step, every journey, and every movement, making deliberate effort central to survival. Life is measured not in speed or distance, but in endurance, resourcefulness, and the careful allocation of human and animal energy. Innovation in this world is directed entirely towards amplifying human capabilities rather than bypassing them. Levers, pulleys, foot-powered mills, rope systems, and animal-assisted transportation dominate technology. Stationary machinery becomes sophisticated within its localized context, allowing humans to perform labor-intensive tasks more efficiently.
Sailboats harness wind power for transport over water, yet only in proportion to what humans and animals can manage. Mechanization is limited, precise, and intimately tied to environmental understanding. Every tool, system, or structure is designed to integrate with natural forces, human effort, and animal assistance, creating a society that thrives on ingenuity, skill, and sustainability rather than mechanized speed. Cultural life continues to evolve at a slow, deliberate pace. Without rapid communication, ideas, innovations, and artistic expressions spread gradually, often traveling months or years to reach other communities. Knowledge is preserved and transmitted through oral traditions, apprenticeship, and handcrafted records. Artisans, storytellers, and teachers play vital roles, conveying practical knowledge and cultural values simultaneously. Local customs, rituals, and creative expression remain distinct, reflecting the unique environment, resources, and daily experiences of each community. Festivals, ceremonies, and communal gatherings become pivotal social events as they offer rare opportunities for cultural exchange and the sharing of ideas. Every interaction is meaningful, reinforcing social bonds and community identity. Trade and economy remain highly localized. Communities focus on the production and exchange of goods that can be transported by human or animal effort. Long-distance trade exists but is rare, dangerous, and highly strategic. Valuable resources such as metals, spices, rare fabrics, or exotic stones travel only when carefully protected and planned over long journeys. Merchants, explorers, and travelers become essential nodes in cultural and economic networks, carrying knowledge, goods, and innovations that transform the receiving communities. The rarity of these exchanges amplify their importance, creating strong social recognition for those who undertake the physical and logistical challenges of long-distance movement. Communities learn to value preservation, careful planning, and sustainable resource management above all else. Education, technology, and survival strategies are all shaped by the limitations of distance and mobility. Children grow up learning to read the environment, understand weather patterns, identify edible and medicinal plants, and navigate complex terrains. Physical endurance, cooperation, and careful planning are instilled from an early age, becoming fundamental aspects of human life. Communities develop precise techniques for storing, rationing, and distributing resources to ensure survival over months or even years. Every journey, task, and innovation is carefully evaluated for its efficiency and contribution to communal well-being. Humans develop remarkable resilience, resourcefulness, and creativity, with every step and decision contributing to the sustainability of life in their environment. The 46th through 50th aspects of life in a world without vehicles reveal a civilization defined by resilience, sustainability, deliberate innovation, environmental awareness, and profound human endurance. Humanity thrives not by speed or mechanization, but by observation, cooperation, and careful management of resources. Culture, art, and knowledge evolve slowly but meaningfully, producing unique local traditions and highly skilled communities. Life is measured in effort, endurance, and purpose, creating deep connections between humans, animals, and the natural world. In this imagined reality,
civilization develops a profound respect for physical effort, patience, and the cycles of nature. Every step, journey, and innovation reflects intentionality, resilience, and harmony with the environment, culminating in a society that is sustainable, inventive, and deeply human in its rhythm, culture, and survival.